Janet Bray Attwood is one of the most inspiring speakers in the world, and she is author of the New York Times Bestseller, The Passion Test, the effortless path to discovering your life purpose. I'm so grateful for this interview. She really touched my heart. She is so amazing. Please do yourself a favor to meet this unique woman. I know she will stay in my heart forever. Janet, I'm so grateful you're here. I'm so honored to have you here. I'm nearly crying.
Mutual. So it's mutual. Thank you.
Okay, you're New York Times Bestseller author and the founder of the Passion Test. And could you please tell all the European people who Janet is? Sorry.
I hate that question.
Okay.
Who am I? Oh gosh, like what moment? At what moment am I? I mean, I could say, I'm the New York Times bestselling author, or I'm the founder of the Passion Test programs, but okay, who am I really? I'm just one big, gigantic, mushy heart
Fantastic.
that just wants to love all over the world. I mean, if I would say I was anything, I would say I'm just this person who lives to love. I really do.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Fantastic. And you have a big heart. We all know.
Thank you.
What did you do before you began talking to all about the passion?
Yeah, before that, before I was a meditation teacher. I taught transcendental meditation. Have you ever heard of it? Otherwise known as TM. And I worked in the meditation center. I was very young, and I actually slept on the floor of the meditation center because there wasn't a bed. It was an office, and I wasn't earning any money, but I loved, my passion was teaching meditation, and I love spirituality, and I love hanging out with spiritual people. And I also didn't have a shower or bathtub in the meditation center. So every day I would, about 6 o'clock in the morning, run across the street, jump over a fence, and take my shower in the local apartment buildings, pool showers. Yes, I would sneak. And then I would run back squeaky clean and be enlightened, giving my meditation lectures. And my friends in the next town over, it was Silicon Valley, where they have the big IT boom, and it was during that time, and they were recruiting disk drive engineers and making millions and millions and millions of dollars doing this. And they called me up and they said, we have a 13-person office, we have one seat available, and you would be so great.
Wow.
You love people, you love to communicate, you'll make millions of dollars, it'll be lots of fun, you'll get to talk all you want. And the only thing I heard was millions of dollars. You could see this ding, boing, dollar bill signs coming out of my eyeballs, right? And so I went to this job, and I was terrible at it. I was terrible. And every day they'd ring a bell. Every time one of the recruiters would get a job for an engineer, they'd ring this bell, and all day long, ring, 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 for everybody but me. And I'm like thinking, oh God, this is the worst, this is awful. Why am I such a loser? How could this happen to me? And I just started asking for a sign. Tell me, show me, what am I here to do? And then one day I'm meditating in the local meditation center, and I see a sign on the wall that says, yes to success, success seminar in San Francisco. And I went, that's what I have to do. So I went to the seminar, and that was actually where I had the thought. This woman was teaching, and she said that the 100 most successful people in the United States were all living to be, what they considered to be their top 5 passions. And when she said that, it was like, that's it. If I could figure out what my top 5 passions are, I'd be like all those other 100 most successful people. And that was the birth of what is now known all over the world as the Passion Test. And it's the #1 tool being used around the world to help people get clear on the things that matter most to them. In other words, what they love.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
How do we find our passion?
Well, one of the things that we talk about in the Passion Test is we say that clarity is power. When you are clear, what you choose to have show up in your life will. and only to the extent that you're clear. So in the passion test, what the passion test is, it's one exercise after the other, after the other, after the other, that gets you so crystal clear that when you close your eyes, you can actually see the world you choose to create. And it's an inside-out job. So, you know, what we put people through are all these different exercises to come up with their top 5 passions.
Okay.
And then we have them score their passions to find out where are they right now in living their passionate life. We have them create markers, which are evidence that their passions are being lived full out, just so that they can get really super clear on what it is that they would love to do and how they would magnetize those things to them.
Yeah,
and this is through all these different processes that we share with people, and they're fun. So yay, you know, when they're fun, people really want to do them.
Yes.
And so it's taken off. I'm in, I have 2 houses. I was telling everyone at a conference I was speaking at today, one in the Midwest near Chicago and one in California that I never see. I'm so busy. I just got back from China and Japan and Tel Aviv and Europe, and the list goes on and on and on. And so it's really cool. What's wonderful is that people are really waking up to the fact that, you know, money-based passions. Many of us went and got a job because we thought it was going to pay the bills. And now people are realizing that it's got to be a passion-based economy.
Yes.
You know, choosing the type of work you want to do and spending that massive amount of time doing things you love, or, you know, what are we even living for, right?
Yeah. Why do you think it's so difficult for many people to find their passion?
Well, number one, because they don't know about the passion test.
Yeah.
Really, number one, that's one. They don't have a tool. The passion test is a system. And the acronym for system is Save Yourself Time, Energy, and Money. And what the passion test does is it enables a person to automatically go within, figure out what it is that they choose to create in all the different areas of life that are important to us: health, career, education, spirituality, fun, your relationships, right? And the other reason why most people aren't living a passionate life is because they have all of these limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough, smart enough, rich enough, bright enough, I'm not educated enough, and I'm too old, I don't have enough money. And so they let these beliefs rule them instead of getting clear on what they're passionate about and choosing in favor of those things.
Can we all create the dreams of our lives? Do you think so?
I absolutely believe that we can. And, you know, I haven't seen it not work yet. No. And it doesn't mean that everybody's going to be a millionaire or a gazillionaire or that there aren't going to be challenges or obstacles. But I will tell you this, when you're living a life that you love, even if you have challenges and obstacles, your love is so great, it will see you through. And, you know, if any of us are supposed to be millionaires, we will. But what I do know about living a life aligned with passion is that when you choose in favor of the things that you love the most, then what you get back from the universe, because you're putting in a massive amount, is exactly what you need.
Yeah, that's
exactly what you need.
Yeah. What is your top 3 passions to keep on going the business you do?
My number 1 passion is to be present with what is, loving, you know, loving what is and to be present in every moment. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is vibrant, perfect health. I mean, I figure, God, if I have 1 and 2, the rest is gravy, right? The rest is like icing on the cake. And number 3 is to be surrounded by enlightened family and friends, which I am. I like the biggest, hugest network all over the world of people that I just adore and adore me. And I gotta tell you, it's fabulous. And, you know, people who don't care whether I'm a big old transformational leader, that it doesn't matter. Just my friends, my tribe, people who are looking out for me and are really, really super there for me. It's wonderful.
I love you and your heart. Beautiful heart.
Thank you.
How do we find the courage if it's difficult to create the dreams or living the passion out?
That's such a sweet question. You know, do you know who Neil Donald Walsh is?
Yes.
He wrote Conversations with God, and it was a New York Times bestselling book. And in his book, you know, he talks about, you know, listening to God which he does. And so I thought, God, this guy's amazing. And I had an online magazine at the time, and I called him up a number of years back, and I said, Neil, can I interview? And he said, yeah. And so one of the questions that I asked him is that, what does it take to live a passionate life? And he said, the number one thing it takes is courage.
Yeah.
Courage is the number one thing because it takes great courage to say, this is what I stand for, this is what I care about, this is what has greatest meaning for me. And for everyone, I say, how you do that, how you grow in courage, is first figure out what you're passionate about, and then every day choose consistently in favor of those things, and just take a baby step. Baby step.
Yeah.
Don't take a big giant step so you freak
No.
yourself out, right? Don't find out when you're being an actress that what you really want to do is drive a race car, and so you quit your acting job. You go to try to be a race car driver, but you don't have any money to bridge the gap, and you freak yourself out and you can't do either one of them, right?
Yeah.
So what Neil said, and what I agree on, is that every day you take baby steps. In other words, you find out what you're passionate about, and every single day you start to move in that direction. So say your passion is to have a clothing store. So start researching it. Start putting out resumes, or the word on what kind of person you want. Start looking at the clothes that you want, and go to take a little drive to the part of the city where you want the store to be, and just take baby steps. And as you take those baby steps, and a really amazing thing happens, is that you start to grow in courage when you choose in favor of those things that have greatest meaning for you. And so you don't have to be okay, I'm here, I have to be here, and I'm going to just make this massive move. No, I don't tell people to do that. Take very little steps consistently every single day, and eventually you'll find yourself at the door of your passion.
Fantastic. Did you take something from your childhood that you use today when you're working?
Should I get up and tap dance?
Yes, please.
Because I tap dance on stage and I sing all the time. And I took my enthusiasm and my joy, and I have a lot of joy, and my love for humanity. I've always been a lover of people, forever and ever and ever. As a matter of fact, my mother used to get so mad at me because, if you guys have ice cream trucks in the summer,
yes,
that would come, go down the street, and they have all kinds of ice cream. They stop, you pay them some money, you get to eat ice cream, then you run the next block and you pay them some more and you eat some more. Well, I used to make friends with both the bread guy and the ice cream truck guy, and my mom would have to chase me down because I'd be sitting in their seat going through the neighborhood with them, because I just love to chat to people.
Yeah.
I do that also with the postman. My mom didn't think it was such a good thing, but I couldn't help myself.
Perfect. What would be the best advice you could give to people who is struggling with a lot of fear and fighting?
Yeah, I'd say be kind to you, number one. Treat you how you would treat a little baby. If you're fighting with yourself and you're struggling right now, then obviously you're in a lot of pain. And therefore, how would you treat a baby when they're in a lot of pain? So treat yourself as you would that little baby. The other thing that I would suggest you do is, look into meditation. Because, there are times where it looks as though the clouds are making the sun disappear. But you notice the clouds will always keep moving, and eventually the sun comes back. So to know that this is only temporary. And in the meantime, I would surround myself with incredibly uplifting people that are your cheering squad, that will root for you, whether you're down or whether you're up. And then I would also suggest that you check and see the work of Byron Katie, this incredible work to help you get over limiting beliefs. And then the last thing, of course, take the passion test. Because when you're starting to choose in favor of your passions, in the direction of your passions, it's almost impossible to be sad. It's just almost impossible. That's my advice.
Amazing. Oh, Janet, I could talk to you for years.
Thank you.
Are you using the universe in your work? Are you talking through the universe?
Oh, I love that question. That's so sweet. And do I think I'm the doer, or is the universe speaking through me?
Yeah.
Absolutely, the universe is speaking through me. You know, always. I was just saying on stage today, guys, you know, don't take credit for these things that, you know, come to you. They're a gift.
Yeah.
You know that they're just a gift. They're here for you to share. And you're not the doer. You're not the general manager of the universe.
No, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
What about forgiveness? Is that an important
Only
part?
all of the time, because, you know, one of the secrets to living a passionate life is to stay open. And when you're holding all kinds of resentment, and when you're not forgiving others, notice you're not open. You're in a contracted state, and you can actually see it, you know, physically when you even say the word. And the more you practice forgiveness, the more you become more open. And when you're open to the gifts that are appearing now. And the gifts are always appearing. Always, always. Life is about one outrageous gift after another. It's just that when you think something should be different than what is, then you're going to feel pain, separation, and suffering, and only 100% of the time. So absolutely, I practice forgiveness. I would say I practice it all the time, all during the day, at any different time. I mean, when I notice that I'm starting to be a complainer or blame, shame, going into justification, then the first person I forgive is myself, because the world is as you are, and as you treat you, you're going to treat others.
It's a good rule. Is there something you want to say to all the people who is watching at this video?
Yeah, I just spent like, 2 weeks traveling, so take it for what it's worth, and just know that it's wonderful to be with each and every one of you. And just here, if you didn't learn anything else from this little short time together with this wonderful angel, then take this, and this is the secret to living a passionate life, and it's simply this: whenever you're faced with a choice, a decision, or an opportunity, choose in favor of your passion.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Janet.
much.
I'm so grateful for having you here.
Oh,
Thank
love
you
to
so much.